Welcome back to a brand new episode where we talk a little bit about science. I'm your host, Boston PhD, joined as always by Dr. Moon.
Hello.
We're here to wrap up our thoughts, pass judgment on Halls of Torment, our most recent game. Note here at the beginning of our next game here, before I forget, it's going to be Monster Train. And finally get around to Monster Train, as much as people have really
You
loved
can
it.
shut up now, Rob.
That's right. And we haven't played a card game in a while. A lot of card games in this show haven't really necessarily clicked with us. But we'll
A lot of them haven't. One did. We'll
yeah,
say.
yeah. If you're Hand of Fate, then yeah, you're clicking with us.
Not the one I was talking about, but okay.
Oh, okay. Which one is Balatro?
There you go.
Yeah. Sort of a different card game than I was thinking of, but I think it applies. You bring up a good point. So we're gonna play Monster Train. Also, quick note here: we're off for the next 2 weeks. We're on break. We're on vacation. We're celebrating the holidays of some sort.
Hashtag deal with it.
Yeah. So we're gonna be off for 2 weeks, and then we'll be back with Monster Train. But before we leave, I want to finally talk about our final thoughts here of Halls of Torment. We're going to ask the big question we ask every month. Are we going to keep playing it? And then we'll place it in our list of the best roguelikes of all time that you can find at weroguelikeit.com. Moon, why don't you kick us off? Final thoughts. Answer the big question of Halls of Torment.
It's really good. I will probably keep playing it. My biggest issue I have with it, and you've heard me say this before on this show, is it's a PC game.
Yeah.
And like I struggle to find time to sit down and play things as it is, let alone play things on the PC where I gotta, turn it on, log in, load up the game, turn on my controller.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, and sit in this, my surprisingly comfy office chair, but still an office chair.
Right. Right.
It's not, my couch that's 20 feet in that direction that reclines.
Yeah, if it comes out on console, and I know the team has been talking about it, if it comes on console, that's a no-brainer for me, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it does.
Yeah. It's good. I'll probably keep playing it. I don't know how frequently. But yeah, it's definitely one of those things. It's like, I hate the art style, but it clicks with me for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the square grid, which I like the fact that we're now just referring to it as a square grid now.
Love it.
I threw that out in the first one, and I was like, "Yep, it's stuck ever since." Yes,
Yep.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, I'm of the same mind here for Halls of Torment. I really like this game a lot. I think when you get a good bullet heaven that clicks with you, it really does click with you, and I think the square grid helps so much in this game because I think. Look, I love Diablo 1 and 2. This is very clearly a love letter to the art style and kind of vibe of those games and that kind of era of action RPGs. But that only goes so far. If it doesn't have any meat on the bone, you maybe do 2 or 3 runs and you're like, yeah, that was cute. So at $10, sure, why not? Or however much it costs.
Yeah.
But I think...
And it does the thing we always love, which is it gives meta progression, and it gives it consistently.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, you're always making progress.
Yeah, the square grid for me is what kind of makes this game, because you're making progress on a per level basis, a per character basis, a per spell basis. Sometimes it's just you're doing weird stuff overall of like, yeah, just beat 100 bosses. You're kind of working on multiple essentially quests at the same time. I think for me that helps so much of just like sometimes I want to get into a bullet heaven game and just do a run because I want to play something for half an hour and not have to figure out hardcore algebra or anything. But
you
sometimes
don't like doing math? How dare you?
That's right. But sometimes I do want to get in and be like, all right, let's knock off some stuff. Let's unlock some achievements here. And I think Halls of Torment is really, really great for that.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to keep it installed for sure. But for me, whenever this comes to console, if it hopefully does, I think this is this is, for me, it's one of those ones of like, all right, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna dive pretty deep into it for sure.
Yep.
It's great. Highly recommended. All right, let's figure out where it's going to sit in our giant list of the best roguelikes of all time. Again, weroguelikeit.com takes you to the big list. It's just a Google spreadsheet. Don't tell anyone. Um, so, we're going to start here at number 30. Is Halls of Torment better than Wizard of Legend?
Yeah, honestly, I think so, based solely on progression. Wizard of Legend is you get new spells and new unlocks and things like that, but oh boy, do you know, is it going back to square one every single run?
Well, and like you got to fight Wizard of Legend the whole time to get an inch of progress in that game, which is fine. We don't hate difficult roguelikes here, but the difficulty ramp in Halls of Torment I thought was a lot smoother. I
Yes.
think for me it goes above. Is Halls of Torment better than BPM bullets per minute? I BPM still
You
has
can play it.
the strength going for it of I haven't really played another game like this. I know someone's gonna say Metal Hellslinger, but like I don't really care. I think this is kind of I think from a gameplay perspective for me, I think Halls of Torment goes above it, largely because I can progress in it.
That's fine. I literally bought BPM as well on the consoles just
Yeah.
because I wanted to support those devs.
Right.
Yes, I'm fine with it going above it.
Is Halls of Torment better than Nuclear Throne?
Yes, I can play it.
And I think
It's a harsh joke, but Nuclear Throne is a legendary thing, but it's so hard.
yeah, and I think as we make more of this show, I think we really do find out that meta progression is very important to us. And Nuclear Throne has a little bit in you unlocking characters, but that's really it. Certainly has no square
Yes.
to its detriment. That's for sure.
No.
Is Halls of Torment better than Risk of Rain 2? Ooh.
I think Risk might break itself in a better way. Another thing that we love other than meta progression is, hey, I found these 3 items and now this is a winning run.
That's right. I'm unstoppable.
And I think Risk of Rain is easier to break. I think that the loop in Halls is much more satisfying.
Yeah.
Like it is essentially one of those one more run things, whereas you do one run in Risk 2 and you're like, no, I'm done. I'm
That's
good.
right.
I did one run.
It was 95 minutes. I'm good.
I looped 50 times. I don't want to go
That's
any
right.
further, thanks.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I think Halls of Torment is an overall kind of smoother experience compared to Risk of Rain 2. And it's if you were to put the two of them side by side to me, I'd be like, yeah, I'll play Halls of Torment. That seems like a pretty easy choice for me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, is Halls of Torment better than Go Mecha Ball? I mean, two of this year's really great roguelikes, sort of.
So I think
head-to-head.
I think visually, I think Go Mecha Ball is much more interesting because it's like Tony Hawk's Marble Madness essentially.
Is unparalleled for like a wild neon fever dream art style that actually manages to work where you can still read the action. It's still impressive how they managed to make that work.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic in all of those aspects. I think on a run by run basis, I think I would probably play Halls of Torment more than Go Mecha Ball.
I think I would too. It's both of those games are really great though. Like I think these are, and again, hard to compare these two because they're so dissimilar, but I think Halls of Torment kind of ekes out ahead here for me.
Mm-hmm.
Is Halls of Torment better than The Last Stand Aftermath? Oh boy.
Speaking of bangers,
Yeah, maybe one of the more surprising games we've played this year. And before anyone asks, no, we're not doing a ranking of 2024's roguelikes. Sorry. I have my ranking limits. Oh man, this one's tough because I think they are almost complete polar opposites. Where Halls of Torment's strength is its 30 and change minute run times, but The Last Stand Aftermath, I think one of its strong suits is slowly combing through each one of these maps that you're going through to kind of balance the using as many resources as I can to get as much as I can while still kind of making it out alive.
mm-hmm.
Every time I think of Last Stand Aftermath, I think I forget how much I liked it. I think about it, I'm like, yeah, that game's really good. What the heck?
Yep.
This one's really tough. My knee jerk is I would put it above Last Stand Aftermath, and I'm trying to figure out why.
I mean, sometimes you don't need a reason.
I think for me maybe the more focused runs, like on a run over run basis, I think gives it some more points for me. It's not a negative for Last Stand Aftermath. I just think again, that's one of my favorite things about Bullet Heavens is someone, I guess it's probably Vampire Survivors, said, yeah, a run should be 30 minutes. And everyone else is like, yep, a run should be 30 minutes. Sounds great.
Yeah, I don't know how they have the final word on that. And I'm just going to reiterate my theory, by the way.
Yeah.
You are the vampires. That's why it's Vampire Survivors.
Uh-huh.
There's many vampires in that game. It's you.
Ponkle would disagree with you, but I like your headcanon. I think I would put Halls of Torment over Last Stand Aftermath. But it's a tough fight.
Yeah. I mean, I'm good with that.
Okay. Is Halls of Torment better than Cult of the Lamb? Oh boy. I like Cult of the Lamb a lot.
It's a really good game.
Yeah. I always keep thinking about going back to Cult of the Lamb because they keep putting out like DLC and content updates and stuff. But do I want to get pulled all the way back into that game? I'm not sure.
No, probably not.
Yeah. How are you feeling about this one? I'm torn.
I don't know.
Because, like, what's tough about it is Cult of the Lamb is a really great game, and it's an okay roguelike. Because I think Cult of the Lamb plays well. I love the kind of town building, sort of Animal Crossing stuff. I think that stuff is really great.
Mm-hmm.
And the dungeon crawling stuff is fine, and the loop is satisfying, but is it a better roguelike than Halls of Torment? I'm not entirely sure.
I think Halls was probably a better roguelike.
It's sort of, as I was saying that sentence, I was sort of thinking, I think Halls of Torment is a better roguelike than Cult of the Lamb. Sort of the rest of the game aside.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would put it above Cult of the Lamb.
I'm good with that.
Is Halls of Torment better than Dicey Dungeons? Again, polar opposites. Boy.
I think so. I prefer. Again, it's you asked me which one I want to play right now. It's Halls of Torment. I like Dicey, but I don't think Dicey clicked with me as much as it did with the rest of you guys.
Yeah, I think Halls of Torment goes above it because I think Dicey Dungeons is really great and it did really click with me. I feel like I'm kind of cooling on it over time. Um, if I was to play it again, I'd probably like, Dicey Dungeons, you're all right. Get back in here, buddy. Um, but I think I'm kind of cooling on it a little bit as time goes on. I'm okay. I think I'm okay putting it above Dicey Dungeons though. Is Halls of Torment better than Has Been Heroes? Oh boy, Has Been
Speaking
Heroes
of unique
probably
games,
the most unique game we have on this list. I think
Descenders is on this list. Punk,
that's
don't
fair.
even come at me with
That's
that.
fair. That's fair. We have two incredibly unique games here. Man, I was bad at Has Been Heroes, and I really liked it.
I was too.
It's a great game. I think Halls of Torment goes above Has Been Heroes for me because I think the meta progression and the square grid in Halls of Torment, I think that making that progress feels better than Has Been Heroes because Has Been Heroes had that like jar or urn or whatever that you're dumping stuff into, and you get one unlock whenever the total ticks over to the next thing, which is
Yeah.
fine. But I don't think that felt as I don't think the progression felt as solid or maybe as satisfying as Halls of Torment does.
Yeah, definitely not as satisfying because they
Yeah,
always have that thing at the top where it's like, "Congratulations, you did it! Num 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 num.
that's right.
Here's a new one. Num num
That's
num
right.
num
Here's
num
some
num
new
num num."
armor
num.
pieces you sent up via the bucket. Yay! I
And
I think
potion ingredients.
yeah. I think I would put Halls of Torment over Has Been Heroes.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Oh boy. Is Halls of Torment better than Returnal? No. I'm not gonna die on this hill, but my knee-jerk reaction is, I
I
don't think
mean,
so.
if that's your knee jerk, then that's your knee jerk. Let's go with that. Because
Yeah.
we will not get a higher produced production value roguelike ever, I don't think.
No, I mean even Hades 2, which is still in
It's
early
it's
access.
got it's very good production values. It's
Yeah.
not high production
Right.
values.
When is
Returnal's
our
got some money behind
when
it.
is our AAA roguelike coming out?
Hmm.
I There's just something about Returnal, probably specifically on how smoothly it plays, that my knee jerk is just like, no, no, it's not. You can stay right here.
Hmm.
You, how are you feeling?
I'm good with it sticking right here.
Okay. So I think that means that Halls of Torment hits number 22 in our list. Boy, that top 20 of games. Wow. That is. I feel like for a long time it was like, oh, our top three is great. Oh, our top five is great. Top 10, killers. But boy, that top 20 starts with Loop Hero. And just, it's a rogues gallery there of like some of the best roguelikes here. And this is, again, this is our 67th ranking episode. So like we're got a lot of really great games on this list. WeRoguelikeIt.com. So
Yep.
congratulations to Halls of Torment at number 22 on our list of the infallible list. I can't forget to mention that. The best
Oh boy.
roguelikes of all time. Anyone else's rankings? Wrong. Incorrect. They're not ours. Ours
Yep.
is the right one. That's how the internet goes.
Don't forget, is a Halls of Torment too hard? No.
Nope. So, congratulations, Halls of Torment. Don't forget, our next game is going to be Monster Train. We'll play that for the next month here. Again, after our 2 week break. You know,
Yep.
we've been working in the roguelike salt mines for
Yep.
11, almost 12 hard months. We're gonna kick our
Content
feet
mill
back.
produces.
That's right. We're gonna kick our feet back and probably play some Vampire Survivors. Um, take a break.
Maybe
Uh,
you do. I've got Descenders to play. I
that's
need to
true.
beat that game before next comes out.
That's right. We have our own relaxing roguelikes to go play. So, um, as 2024 wraps up, thank you very much everyone for listening. Thank you for everyone that's hanging on the Discord server with us. We have a Roguelike channel over there talking about Uncle Chop's Rocket Shop right now. If you're reading the Grimoire and playing that along with us, you can come chat and share. Please come help us share solutions for some of these modules. That would be really great. And thank you so much. And we'll see you all next year. Bye.
Wee.